We are discussing real-time communication. Now let's have a look to the functional components that are needed. Real-time communication, like the other communication in the internet, took place in the client-server model. So we have on one side the client that is requesting data, and on the other side the server, and the server that provides resources. In this field, the server provides the real-time data. Let's have a closer look to the client. The client in this real-time communication is the so-called media player. So-called media player, or also web browser. The media player, it is responsible for requesting the multimedia data stream from a server, and it is responsible for the playback of the multimedia data stream. And the multimedia player is also responsible for providing navigation functionality to the user. So navigations in the multimedia data stream, for example, stop showing or running back or running forward, changing speed or other things. This is the client. And on the other side, we have the server. In case of real-time communication, this is the media server. So here in this application, we speak from media player and media server. The media server consists of two parts. The one part is the web server. And the web server presents media data stream in the World Wide Web. So shows the name, or in our OpenHPI application, shows the name of the lecture or the author or others. And then the second component of a media server is a streaming server. And the streaming server, that's responsible for recording, storage, transmission of the multimedia data stream. So if we have a closer look here in this illustration, this is a media server consisting of two components, of the web server and of the streaming server. And the streaming server gets the media data. These are signals translated, encoded, brought to a special format so that the data can be streamed. For example, the video data or the audio data can be handed over to the streaming server and can then transmit it to the client. Here we have the client, the media client, and he can follow data, he can request on-demand data, he can request live data. So the media client is corresponding first with the web server. The web server gives meta information about this multimedia data, and the web server then, after request by the client, hands over the transmission of the streaming data, which is performed by the streaming server. On the side of the media client, we have so-called media player. Media player, here is a number of known media player. It is a helper application, it's a plug-in, typically for a web client in a browser. This media player contacts the streaming server, and then transmission and playback of the requested multimedia data streams are organized by the media player who corresponds with the streaming server. The media player is responsible for decompression of the data. Multimedia data are transmitted over the internet in a compressed way. Compression of the video is done by the streaming server, so to guarantee efficiency of the transmission, then the data are depacked, are decompressed by the media player, and then the media player also manages the playback buffer. So what is the right time, the organization of the buffering? These are all tasks that are fulfilled by the media player. And then also some functionality of error correcting is necessary. Transporting data over the internet in form of data crumbs can lead to a package loss and to changing the arrival order or other things. So this need to be corrected by the media player. Retransmission, in many cases, it's difficult. In many cases, also not possible. For example, if some tiny part of a video was not transmitted correctly, one can tolerate it on user side. One almost does not see this problem. More difficult is it with errors in the sound transmission. And then, of course, the media player needs to provide to the user a graphical interface which allows him to control the transmission and to control the display and to navigate inside the data. So the media player, this is the media player. This is the client corresponding to the server, the media server. Via the web server, a selection is done of a streaming data. The streaming data are multicast or unicast, transmitted to the media player. Media player receives the stream, checks the format, puts it into the buffer, decodes it, and then it comes to the playback on the client side.